everybody, welcome back to Monkey Business. I'm Addie, aka The Monkey. Today we are going to be doing a walk around on the 2023 Ford F-150 Raptor R.
Hey, welcome to Monkey Business. Sure do appreciate you stopping by and taking a look at our video. Like Addie said, we are reviewing a 2023 F-150 Raptor R. Pretty rare vehicle, and my customer ordered it quite a while ago, and before he gets here he said we'd be allowed to do a walk around video on it for our channel. So we wanted to show you some of the things on the Raptor R that makes him so stinking special. So what do you say?
Let's get started.
Well, starting off in the front, I mean, it is unmistakable Raptor with the big embossed Ford logo right in the grille. But where it stops at basically is you start looking at the hood and you have this huge heat extractor here, this power bulge hood that they have. But then right there below it says supercharged V8. So you know you're dealing with a Raptor and something pretty special. Also, you have the red Raptor R right down here in the grill, and basically a lot of the Raptor signatures on these, like on the grill here, again the Raptor R is right there. You've got Raptor with the red R, and just, I mean, with them being wider than the normal F-150, you've got the red tow hooks. It just looks like it's ready to chew up the desert. Now, walking around here to the side, one thing that is unmistakable with these is the 37-inch tall tires. These are the BF Goodrich all-terrain KO2s. Just a massive tire. Again, ready for the desert. That 5.2 liter under the hood is a supercharged V8 producing 700 horsepower and 640 foot-pounds of torque. You know, these things were bred from high-speed desert racing with a pedigree of the Baja 1000. Ford has taken these multiple years in a row. Dual exhaust, which we'll definitely take a listen to that here towards the end of the video. Again, the Raptor R graphics. And again, those huge 37-inch tall tires, which on this vehicle, they actually don't look as big as what most people think of when they think of a 37-inch tall tire. Now, these things have an upgraded 10-speed select shift transmission. It's able to handle that supercharged V8 power, and it's been calibrated to handle that power, but in a smooth way. Let's take a look at the suspension on these things. The front suspension also has huge springs, and again, that Fox active valve technology. The front suspension really allows for 13 inches of travel just to help you going through the whoops and things that you might encounter out on the trail or in high-speed desert racing, really. Now, I want to show you some of the suspension components on this Raptor that actually make it pretty special, again, in that it can take a lot of abuse going through some rough terrains. Let's take a look at the rear section. The Raptor R has a 5-link rear suspension with extra long trailing arms, as you can see here, to help keep the axle position correct in rough terrain. Maybe back there you can see it. It might be a little bit difficult, but there is a panhard rod back there as well. Now, while the front suspension gives you 13 inches of travel, the rear suspension is set up to give you 14.1 inches of travel. Again, having those huge 24-inch coil springs back there and that active valve technology in the Fox racing shocks. Really helps when you're taking those off-road terrain just a little bit quicker and gives you a better ride too. And here's the heart of that beast, the 5.2 liter supercharged V8. Again, tuned for 700 horsepower and 640 foot-pounds of torque. Thing is a monster. Obviously, it's very similar to the GT500 motor, but just built for a little bit more aggressive, high RPMs and that for off-road, giving you more torque as well with the different drive modes that you have. You know what, speaking of those drive modes, let's take a look inside. All right, we're inside a Raptor R. I mean, Monk and I have been waiting for this to arrive because we've really wanted to review one for everybody. It is really very standard to a Raptor inside the vehicle. But we'll just go touch on a couple things as far as the technology that you'll have in a Raptor and some things that make it special for the Raptor R as well. So let's take a look at those. So again, you have the embossed or stitched Raptor here with the red R, letting you know that's what you're driving. And again, just like all the F-150s, you have the gear selector here, which this one is motorized as well, so you can fold it down flat, and has the work surface here in the center console. Very similar to all F-150s, automatic temperature control for both driver and front passenger, heated, ventilated seats, the 12-inch touch screen, Pro Trailer Backup Assist. Again, things you see in a lot of F-150s, but it's when you start playing with this button here, the drive mode button, plus some on the steering wheel, that it can get pretty fun. All right, so when you get into your Raptor R, this is your main screen with RPMs and miles per hour and then all of your gauges. But then when you start playing with that drive mode and start turning that dial, you'll start seeing things like normal mode, off-road mode, Baja, which again, it's going to change some things, and it changes your suspension, your exhaust, your steering. All of those are already pre-programmed in there. So you can go through different modes in here. Here's rock crawl as well. Again, now it's shifting to 4 low, shift into neutral position to do that, which we won't be doing. Told our customer we're not going to drive this. You should enjoy the first miles put on it. But yeah, when you change into these, especially Baja mode, you will be changing some of the parameters that Ford has set, unlike normal mode. So exhaust will be open, basically, giving you as much power as you possibly can get by getting the exhaust out quickly. Suspension will be changed for off-road, for Baja mode, and the steering wheel as well, to give you more agility as you're driving in high speed. But then you've also got, like I said, your off-road mode, which a lot of vehicles have now, making the ABS act a little bit differently. Obviously changing four-wheel drive settings and things like that. So not many vehicles other than the Raptor have Baja mode. You can get into some off-road modes with other F-150s, but the Raptor is really the only one that's suited for off-road, Baja mode, sorry. Other really cool things on the Raptor R is that you have the paddle shifters as well as you do on the Raptors. But these aren't chintzy plastic. These are, I don't know if you can hear that. I mean, this is real alloy. So on the steering wheel, you also have some things that are unique to the Raptor, not necessarily the Raptor R, but the Raptor, which you have steering feel, also the feel of your shocks and your exhaust. Now with the vehicle running, you press the steering wheel and you'll see normal, comfort, sport, and then when you have it in Baja mode, you'll get that last one, which is Baja. You also have your shocks or suspension setup, suspension for normal, sport, off-road, which is what we'll go into for your Baja mode, and we'll go back to normal here. And then the last thing we were showing you, you had the exhaust note. Now you've got normal, sport, and then Baja, which really says off-road use only, which I'm assuming will really just open up so the baffles really won't catch anything. You also have quiet mode if you live in an area where you've got some sound ordinance and that, and you can take off and not have to worry about waking up the neighbors, but who wants to do that? It's all about the sport and the Baja. You know what, speaking of the exhaust, let's take a listen to that thing. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in to our Raptor R review. It was a lot of fun. We're glad we had the opportunity to actually show you a Raptor R. I know there's lots of videos out there of the Raptor Rs already. This is our first opportunity to actually get to review one. We'd love to have taken it for a ride and showed you what that 5.2 liter supercharged V8 can do. But we want to make sure that our customer gets to put on the first miles and have the most fun with it. So we appreciate his business. We appreciate you watching. We'd ask that if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, share this video, like, comment. Let us know what other videos you'd like to see out there and see if we can make it happen. Also, we have a website now. So you can go and buy yourself some t-shirts, hats at www.monkeybusinessoffroad.com. And we'll put a link down below. And actually, it'll be down there. Right. Actually, let's just put it on the screen right here below us. See that? Click, go to monkeybusinessoffroad.com. Take a look. It's got our story on there, and would love for you to stick around and see some of our other videos. So, as always, have a blessed day. Bye.